Alright, welcome everybody to another new video. This is gonna be the first video for weather on this channel. I decided to do weather again because I'm very passionate for it and people suggest that I should do it. So you know what? We're gonna stick to that and we're gonna use the main channel as gaming and so on. So here we go. Alright, so most of the United States is quiet, but we do have a disturbance down here, our hurricane that's going to take a turn into here, and there's going to be major flooding across Arizona and across here. Which I don't think it's going to affect all of us, but I think eventually the system with all the moisture and stuff will affect us eventually. So yeah, and then we have a cold front draped right across here. So any hurricanes or all sort of that will be turning out to sea like that. So for a while now, we're not going to get any new hurricanes. Right now, it is very quiet for most of the U.S. There is a storm that's going to be brewing somewhere I think right in here, and it's going to push up towards this direction, and we're going to have the northeastern. It's not going to be a hurricane, but it's going to be a northeastern. So yeah, here we go. So like I said, we have a hurricane down here. Actually, hang on. You have a hurricane down here that's going to push its way up here. And we have, like I said, we have our cold front right here. Um, this is this is the European model. So, and then we have a lot of very undisturbed weather all across here, all across here, including where this cold front is. As you can see here, there's the trough down right here, which is yeah. So, and then there's going to be a northeastern developing right in here. I don't know where, but there is some kind of northeastern developing over next little bit here. So let's take a look and let's go and play this out. Okay, so it's going to be developing more towards the low pressure system itself is not going to actually spawn, but right in here is where the storm system is going to take place and drag its way up towards the northeast. So, and then this hurricane right here is going to get closer towards Arizona and all of them. So as we keep going, here. And as you guys can see here, this hurricane right here eventually doesn't linger around, but all this moisture that you see here is part of the hurricane, or the of the hurricane. And we have a big storm system move towards Canada. I think that'll slide. I think that'll move away. But here we go. Right here is our tropical, or no, not tropical, but northeastern. That's our northeastern there, bringing a lot of moisture right along the coast. So and then as you guys can see here, right in through here, we have quite a bit of winds that are going to be forming for the storm. And then as we're getting this to move off, this storm system right here, or that was right here, is now right here. So so within next 100 hours, um, which would be this weekend, we could be seeing some mountain snow, some rain mixing with snow. Um, we could be dealing with that while we're still dealing with the remnants of that hurricane, because then we have a low pressure system that's going to be swinging that moisture right up. And then this low pressure system right here is going to be bringing ton of rain across the northeast. And then we have this system right here, which we do have a trough right there that's going to be sagging. That's why you're going to be seeing that cold air rushing down, delivering all the snow to the Rockies, which eventually this low pressure system is going to uh make a drift off towards the northeast, while this still sits here and barely moves. So, and then we still have lingering moisture right here, and then we still have our northeastern that is very very um that is going to be bringing a lot of rain to the northeast. So there's that, and eventually leaves, and then within the next, I would say, close to 200 hours, um, with the next over 200 hours, I would say, we're gonna have another storm system coming out from the west. And that one is going to move up and move down. So we'll see. I think after 100 hours, it's just a grain of salt, but you see what I mean. So right now, I don't know how everything is gonna go right now. So all right, you know what? Let's go back to this. Let's go to GFS 06. Okay, we got the 6 in. This is the latest. So yeah. So pretty much the exact same thing that the European model is pretty much showing, but it seems like around next, not this weekend but next weekend, seems like we have the GFS is wants to pull some kind of severe weather event right across here. We'll see. We'll see how that plays out. But yeah, but the GFS wants to pull a severe weather event across there, and um, so yeah, and and then another no, maybe another northeastern in the next 300 hours. So, but that's really unrealistic. Another storm system plows through. So you get it. So so there's that. All right. You know what? Let's look at the wind because of the northeastern. Let's look at the winds. So we have a hurricane down here, very strong hurricane. So as you guys can see here, we're gonna focus less on this because we're gonna get winds right up in here. So that could really. I don't think you know what. I don't think it's gonna be a Santa Ana wind event because we're gonna have winds um scurrying the coast like this, so it's gonna bring in that moisture and not the dry air. So I think California should be okay. Because it's just gonna be like a wind event right through here, in which that'll just bring in the moisture from the ocean. So, but we do have this low pressure system that develops up Friday, Saturday, and it's going to already start enhancing that wind across the ocean. So yeah, we're gonna have some very, very, very intense winds plowing along the shore. I wouldn't rule out some some eroding shorelines because of how the waves are the waves will be crashing along the shore. So we have some very, very powerful winds ripping through the coast. Eventually, it just goes away. So no, we don't want that. All right, temperatures. Mellow. I think that'll be the last thing, maybe. And then we got a few other things to look at. So as you guys can see here, right now we're in a cool pattern, but we're gonna get that trough to work right back in starting next week. So I would say the heat is not over yet. So yeah, I want to. So I want to put anything. I would not put anything away yet. Radar. We got here's the what the radar is going to look like. Um, so and then right across here right now, no rain. There has been 0% rain. If there has been rain, it's been very little because we right now where I live, we've been dealing with a drought, and I'll show you. Not surprising. So yeah, so we're starting to get some red patches in here. Right, right here. There's right across here. There was a ton of rain right across here over the weekend, so it makes sense. But up here, still not good at all. So yeah, right now there's a major drought developing right across here, and it's only going to get worse right across here. It may improve this weekend, on that, and then I think right across here, if we get enough rain, we could actually clear the rain out. But I think right across here could still get the drought could still get worse. So yeah, there's that. And then we're dealing with some frost warnings, advisories. Then we have our moisture coming in from the hurricane right across here. So then we're gonna have winter weather stuff to go on top of that for the Rockies, and right across for the rest of the U.S. is going to stay clear for the next several days. All right, so let's talk about tropics. So we have a disturbance out here that's going to go drift off to somewhere else. So I'm not really worried about that. We have Jerry here. We'll keep an eye on Jerry because it is very close to these islands. But in my opinion, it's eventually going to drift out that way because of the Bermuda High. So let's check on it him on it real quick. I like using this better. So, as you guys can see here, we're still under a tropical storm. No hurricane or anything happening yet. But we do have tropical storm watches and warnings. Makes sense because storm could literally make landfall right on top of these islands. So eventually it's gonna go up and curve out to sea. And no, it is not gonna take a curve like that. So it's gonna just going to curve out because of the because of the cold front that's because of this cold front right here is going to push it out, and then you have and then you're gonna have high pressure, either a high pressure, some kind of trough, probably more towards right in here. It's like that. That's gonna push it out. So its only way track would be out to sea. So no land interaction with any tropical storm as of yet. So if we want to go further and look at uh um track, how like how strong will this thing officially get? We got 80 mile per hour. 80. That's like the peak right now. 85 is new peak. Yeah, 85 and then 80. So looks like we may get to a category 2. Category 2. So, or no. That's not 8. No, 90 is category 2. So we're going to stay at a category 1, but I don't rule out reaching peak intensity category 2 or category 3. So because the waters do support category 5, so we'll see what happens. It just depends on the wind shear, dry air. None of those will mix with tropical system. So hopefully you find this video informative. If you haven't yet, please like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you guys all tomorrow with another new video. Peace.